What are your favorite places in downtown? Like, what do you love about downtown? What's the attraction for you? What are the places that sort of speak to you? It's often places like this where you have great restaurants, great bars, nightlife, activities. It's iconic places like this that you just don't get outside of a downtown very often, because downtown is where certain kinds of investments get made, and where this amazing sense of like what a big group of people in a downtown can do that you can't get anywhere else. So more and more people like you are seeking out downtowns. It used to be that it was a really hardcore group of people that was like the downtown crowd, and the rooms were half the number of people who showed up at events like this were half of what they are today. But now, for a variety of reasons, we have this huge shift nationally of people wanting to be in downtowns. And where I work is this area called placemaking, where cities want to understand how can they create more sense of place in those downtowns, more vibrancy, more successful sort of people-oriented places. Like this, or like some of the great places that have really been created in Phoenix's downtown. You've done a lot of the big projects, and now what you need to get into is more the sort of nuanced level of the layers of experience and the places that are sort of like comparing the software to the hardware. So you got the hardware, you built it, it's there. Now let's figure out how to run this place, how to operate this place, so that it really sort of gives that experience, and that it's very much about creating attachment between people and their place. And then once you create that level of comfort and connection, then people can then make attachments to other people, and that's how you create those social places. But it starts with the self and the relationship between a person and their space. And I also want to say, all of this stuff does not just apply to downtowns. The reason why this matters is that map is the map of all the counties in the U.S. and either the gain or the loss of population. People are very picky about where they want to live these days, and it's great. It's a great thing. It used to be that we were a whole different economy, and population moved towards jobs. But that reality has been completely flipped upside down. And so what you have now is people are moving to places where they want to live first. That's the choice they make. And they look, they hear from their friends, they hear about Boulder, they hear about San Francisco, they hear about like all these cool places, and they decide, usually when they're young, I'm going to go check that out. That's where I want to live. I want to live in a place. And then all of those cities that are attracting those people, they become economic centers because the jobs want those people. Those are talented people. That's a great scene. They want to be in a place where their workers are happy, where their employees, are connected to their community. So all of those cities that have a sense of place are now enjoying economic benefits more than any other. So jobs are now following people instead of the other way around. And the other thing is that, 88% of people are saying now, and this continues to be the case, that the neighborhood is what they're shopping for. It's not the house. The house is important. The schools are important. But more people are saying it's about the neighborhood and about having sidewalks, places to visit in their neighborhood, places to go. There was a study done by the Knight Foundation that interviewed 40,000 people and asked them, what makes you love where you live? And it was interesting because the top 3 things were social offerings, so places to go out and meet people, openness, so do I feel accepted? Is this a welcoming community for all types of people? And aesthetics. And I just have to say, when I started in the business of urban planning, urban design, none of this stuff was ever discussed. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that was like too soft. It was like considered to be, you know, not real data. Of course, we didn't have the same studies, but you know, it was all about hardware, right? It was all about like, are the streets wide enough? We have to, you know, get people in and out of the downtown. You know, do we have a convention center? Do we have this? Do we have that? But all of this sort of more nuanced stuff about the quality of place was, you know, put aside as something that, well, you can't do anything about that. You know, it's not important anyway. Turns out now, the Knight Foundation study says if the happier people are measured to be in their city, in their neighborhood, the better that community does economically. So it's a vastly different picture of the world and how we should be living. Another reason this stuff matters, baby boomers, the biggest generation in history, are downsizing their homes, and they're looking for places like downtowns to get an apartment in where they can walk more easily. And then the next biggest generation, which is actually bigger than the boomers, they are pretty much in the same mindset. So, any millennials want to speak to that in terms of like what you and your friends are interested in? You know, are you, anybody sort of hearing, I want to live downtown a lot from your friends, or I'm going to Boulder, I'm going to San Francisco? You know, is this something that's like very much in your? Yeah.
I don't know many young people who don't want that.
You don't know many people.
I don't know many like 30-year-olds who are like, can't wait to move to Gilbert.
Right.
I can't wait to get a 4-bedroom house.
So it's really something that we're, you know, cities around the country are now in this position where they cannot ignore this huge demographic push for better downtowns. And it's really, I can't overstate how amazing that is compared to even 10 years ago. So, you know, the fact that you've seen a total transformation in the last 5-10 years in Phoenix is totally explained by facts like this. And it's going on nationwide. One of the points I made this morning was, you know, just putting up a walkable community is more than a sidewalk, right? So again, it's like a hardware-software thing. Okay, there's the hardware. Does that all of a sudden make that a desirable community? Or do we have a little bit further to go? What we like to do, what I like to do in my practice, is think about cities and neighborhoods as habitats. And they're really, you know, we're no different from, you know, other creatures and their habitats. So but the fact is we've treated ourselves as different for many, many decades. And now, you know, we're trying to get back to this idea that we have our own niche habitat that makes us feel good, in which we can thrive. Just like the lowland gorilla, you know, there are certain things that really need to be in place in our neighborhoods for us to feel happy. And they are not part of most planning meetings. They're not part of most architectural review. They are not on the agenda. And so, you know, we're trying to get more awareness out there among folks like you about, like, what is some of this stuff that's very hard to define and that hasn't been talked about. So, there was a study done in 1951 called One Boy's Day, and it was written by some sociologists who literally took a head researcher and 8 interns and went to Tuscaloosa, Iowa, and studied a boy who was 8 years old for the entire day. And so from the moment he woke up to when he went to bed, they wrote down every single thing that he did or said. So he's a boy about this age. This is not the boy. It's a boy that I studied one day that has its own story, but I won't get into that. But this book has this incredible detail in it. So like on page 41, he jumped on a wall, on a retaining wall. Then he picked up a small baseball bat, he hit a stone, he ran across the courthouse lawn. A little later, he sat on a bench, hid behind the bushes, climbed up on the garage roof, picked up the lid of a can and sailed it through the air. Page 401, right? Still going. So it didn't get, a lot of readership, this book. But it did start this idea that I want to delve into a little bit. And it's about how kids and adults experience their environment. So in 1988, another researcher came along, and he picked up one boy's bed, and he went through the entire book, and he cataloged all the objects in the environment that allowed that kid to have such a good day. So, for example, climb-onable features, right? The railing of a bandstand, the second floor home railing, sounds a little dangerous. Bench, a crate, a fence, etc. Walk-onable ledges, right? Retaining wall. The well, that does not sound good. And so he went through all of that, and then further research started to make it clear that, and this was research done by one of our partners, Roger Moore, kids really understand the world according to what it's good for. Like, what is this thing good for? So it's the dog, the house with the dog that bites. Okay, that's not necessarily good. The sliding hill, right, where I can slide. The place where the fair is, right? They look around them and they immediately want to grasp, what is this for? What does this do? What does this thing do? And of course, their highest objectives are to find an opportunity to climb and jump and run and all that stuff. And then so think about an urban environment. Very rare to find a downtown with a kid with an expression like that on her face, right? So the opportunity here is to start thinking about how do we create those environments where a kid can feel that connected and that happy. She is totally into her environment. She's completely lost track of everything else in the world because she's having one of those flow moments. Well, guess what? We grew up, but we still want that. We still want those moments, those places where we engage or lose ourselves. And they need to be near where we live, and they also need to be in downtown. All right? And so you're starting to get those places in downtown. That looks like a pretty good flow moment right there. So back to the bigger picture of, planning walkable communities. Is that sidewalk going to create that moment? Is that going to make us happy where we live? Or do we need to start looking at, some of the deeper nuances? So, like that one boy, I think walking in downtown, the sidewalk should serve all kinds of purposes. What's the sidewalk good for? It's not about just walking quickly through. It's really about walking slowly, or walking to, looking in windows, going in shops, sitting, drinking, eating, talking on the phone, and let's not forget the kids. Let's build in some climbing and some jumping as well. So here again, that's a 20-foot wide sidewalk. Is that doing anything for you? Is that where we're at? So, what I'm trying to help cities get to is a much more layered look at how to create experiences that make us happy, that really build that sense of, fun, enjoyment, connectedness, and really useful. Like, these are useful places, right? This is not a place to just barge on through, but each one of these places offers all of these opportunities to stop and stay. They're sticky, right? They ask us to slow down and stop, or come back and return. So I want to just get everybody thinking about, themselves as a creature, and how you act, and the sort of basic needs that you have, and then we use the theory of affordances to serve those needs. So affordance is exactly what Harry had to catalog one boy's day. When he went through years later and he cataloged all the surfaces that were climb-onable and good for different things, what that became known as is the theory of affordances. So an affordance is something an object that affords you a behavior. It allows you to do something with it. So this door handle affords opening a door, right? Very intuitive. Don Norman took this idea into the design of everyday things for industrial design, and he really used it to drive better industrial design. So now we have objects that are intuitive, that communicate what they're for, and we see something like that. Okay, now we have a street scene. So what I want to do is get people to ask themselves, what does that thing do? The same exact question of an object in a street, and if we can't come up with good answers, then there's a problem. There's a real problem. What does this space do? Right? What's it good for? Think of how many things that boy could do in that space, or that you could do in that space. Objects broadcast their affordance, right? So that you look at that and you know almost immediately what it's for, but it's relative to the user, right? So that's another fine point. So if anybody thinks, okay, this is all theory, what good is it? The iPhone absolutely built an interface design based on the idea of affordances. So if you talk to interaction designers, are there any interaction designers in the room? Whether it's for devices or for websites, they've actually been using this theory actively for several years. So you remember when the internet used to look like this, and then it slowly got more and more realistic as people figured out, okay, I got to convince the user, right? They're not just going to click on anything. I got to make it clickable. I got to make this look good as a button. Our environments are better when they're like that too. When they communicate that well to us as the user. Don Norman had this quote: "We're all detectives looking for cues, whether it's flags waving in the winds or a path through the grass. We pick up on these cues and we follow them because we're looking to read our environment as quickly as possible." So, if you just look at a streetscape, what are the cues that it's telling you? And so, for example, this streetscape tells you a little bit about what's there, but it's not as good as Boulder, Pearl Street Mall. That's a streetscape that offers a lot more in terms of affordances, in terms of richness. And I guess richness is a word that I use often. It's a maybe more user-friendly term to talk about a place that has a lot of affordances, that really is something that we all see multiple opportunities to be using that space. Or an environment that's clickable, you could even say. So, like this retail building, I feel like it's trying to tell us, I'm a retail building. Believe me, I'm not convinced. This is Brattleboro, Vermont. So my folks used to live there, and they had a great little Main Street. And I took a picture of this trio of friends who was, pushing the walkway. So notice there's a button, right? And it made the guy feel really good. He pushed it quite a few times, and in fact, they were having so much fun. They never crossed the street. I mean, they actually stayed there through 5 or 6 light cycles. And other people, they were like, "Thanks for pushing the button for me." They were crossing the street, but these guys, there was something about that street corner that felt so good to them that they never left. I think I left before they left. He's still there. It's a great example of how we use design to create happiness on a sidewalk. You'll see it in other places. Anybody been to Siena, Italy? So they have, you have. So this is the famous piazza there. And they have, around the perimeter, they have these big masonry bollards. Well, these guys are leaning on one here. And they put them up, centuries ago probably, to protect people from the horse race that happens in the square once a year. But every night, the old guys come out and they use them to lean on. And, there's a conversation happening at each and every one of those posts. So, it's sort of like a coral reef. When you go scuba diving, you'll swim through a lot of empty water before you see anything. You get to the fish, they're all at the reef, right? That's where they all hang out. And we're really just the same way. So when you look at, a great space, the space itself is not where people are going to be hanging out. It's the little ledges, it's the little steps, it's the telephone poles, it's the kiosks, it's the trees, it's the, there's all kinds of little niches that we all find. And the open space is almost never where it's at, unless there's a movie going on or something like that, where you're programming it. So Phoenix did a really great job on projects. But let's stop building them just for a single outcome, right? Enough thinking about just a huge facility for conventioneers or designing streets to solve one problem, like congestion, or building whole parts of town just to serve as classrooms. Each of these investments has to become multifaceted, multidimensional, multiple outcomes. We need to start building these great urban habitats. So, when you're faced with, we need to be asking this question of all our projects now. What does this thing do? And if you can't come up with a good answer, don't build it, right? So this street never should have been built, okay? We need to be able to answer that question. What does this street do, right? It promotes health and wellness. What does this street do? It strengthens culture and authenticity. What does this street do? It enhances pride of place, attains sustainability goals. All of these things can be attained in one good project. It brings play downtown. So, and supports local economy. So all of these places perform far, far better. And this one project, which is the Indianapolis Cultural Trail, they spent $63 million on it. And it's this fantastic urban trail through downtown Indianapolis. And it connects all the cultural anchors with this wonderful walk and bike trail. And it's lavish and beautiful all along it. It's got stormwater drain plantings in it all along the way. And you can say it was expensive. The return on investment is estimated to be $1 billion so far. With new investment like this building and so on. So just one more reason to be thinking on these multidimensional ways. And downtown is obviously one of the most efficient places to spend it, but this can be scaled down to a neighborhood center, or even just a single street, or a neighborhood park or a community center. So that's basically what I came to say today. I really appreciate your coming to hear it.